Canada's public health officer is sending a warning to Canadians during this Easter long weekend. She says now is not the time to give up physical distancing.
This year, it's got to be all about the staycation for the nation. The choice of where to be, home in your bubble, with your existing household members only, has never been clearer. There is no choice but to plank the curve, then crush it.
The Prime Minister has warned life won't get back to normal anytime soon. But as Michael Couteur explains, some leaders at the provincial level are sounding more optimistic, even talking about the path to recovery.
We need eventually to restart the economy and give hope to the population.
On the eve of Easter, Quebec's premier is already talking about resurrecting his province's economy, claiming Quebec is approaching the peak of the pandemic. François Legault isn't ruling out bringing back schools by May 4th because everyone is following health recommendations, even himself.
We can be proud of ourselves. We're doing everything we can. Pardon.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau agrees with Legault. However, he believes easing some of the health measures is months, not weeks away. Adding projections show the end of the first wave of COVID-19 will come in the summer.
At that point, we will be able to talk about loosening up some of the rules that are in place, looking at particular sectors where people can go back to work.
Legislation to keep people on payrolls is expected to pass tomorrow during a special sitting of both the House of Commons and Senate. The wage subsidy program is part of the largest economic measures Canada has seen since World War II. Other historic moves being considered include using the sweeping Emergencies Act to allow the federal government to control movement of people and redirect medical supplies to hotspots. While it was discussed during the weekly conference call with premiers, it might not be necessary.
We are seeing that the collaboration, the partnership among provinces and territories and the way we're moving forward on this means that we might not ever have to use the Emergencies Act, and that would be our preference.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford doesn't think the act is needed, particularly to enforce stricter physical distancing, even though the Mayor of Toronto says officers are patrolling parks this long weekend.
Let's try to avoid getting a fine. Everyone knows what we need to do, and we're just asking people to make sure that they stay home with their loved ones. And
Mike, police will also be out enforcing an order under the Quarantine Act, which requires everyone arriving in Canada to stay home for 14 days. How are they planning to do this?
Well, Robin, they're dispatching the RCMP. Now, if public health officials can't reach someone who's supposed to be in self-isolation or quarantine by phone, text, or email, you could have the Mounties show up at your home. Failing to comply with a quarantine order could mean $1 million fine, and if it's believed you've put others at risk by being out and about, the maximum jail time is 3 years. It's a clear sign that they want people to take this seriously, Robin.
Mike Couture in Ottawa. Thanks, Mike. As we keep you informed about COVID-19, Donna Friesen will be hosting a special program on Sunday evenings. It's called Coronavirus, the New Reality, and it starts this Sunday at 7 p.m.